Hi guys, so today is going to be much more of like a chit-chatty kind of casual video than ones I have done before. Today's video I'm going to be going through, I have two different setups for my makeup slash two different storage areas. I've got a Walmart shelf slash kind of cabinet of drawers where I keep all my main makeup, and then I've got a couple baskets where I keep makeup palettes and brushes. But I've also got an everyday makeup drawer, and what essentially this everyday drawer is I've got a older desk here, and the middle drawer is where I keep pretty much everything that I know I'm going to use on a more everyday basis. I like to switch up my makeup a lot, but this is mostly kind of my mindset when I'm setting aside stuff, is like what's makeup that I'm gonna want every day for, like, regardless of the type of look I'm doing, like skin, kind of like my foundation, that's pretty much the same, or for like bronzers and eyeshadows, one-on-ones. I don't really have any eyeshadow palettes in here. I can talk about eyeshadow palettes too if you guys want, but it's more just like, okay, what am I gonna use for my makeup in the mornings for school? That way I can quickly get my makeup and go. That way, you know, it goes a little bit faster than trying to dig through drawers and find what I need. So I thought today, I recently went back through my everyday drawer, organized it. I went through my everyday drawer, kind of organized it, looked for my top, I don't want to say favorite things. If I don't have it in the everyday drawer, it doesn't mean I don't like it. It's just stuff that I don't necessarily use every day. So I thought it would be fun today for me to show you guys kind of my more everyday products and kind of share some tips and tricks that I have with these products. So we're just going to get started. So I've got 3 boxes in here, and then I only had 3 boxes when I set this up, so I've just got kind of like a blank space. So we're just going to start with, I think we're going to start with the, try not to make a mess, with the kind of face product box. This is foundations, primers, and my powder. So we're just going to start that. So the first thing is my foundation. You guys know these two foundations are just, they're my favorites. They're what I always use. I do not switch them up a lot. And this is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Full Coverage Protective Makeup. It's got sunscreen in it. Both of these do. The other one is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. Both of these foundations I feel like get raved about a lot, especially the Fresh Wear, and they definitely deserve them. I mean, they're really nice foundations. They do a good job. They've got a pretty nice amount of coverage, especially for drugstore. They're a good price point. They both have SPF, which I love. So overall, these are just both really good foundations that I use a lot. If you follow my TikTok, you know pretty much every single video, well, I don't show the bottles as much, but every single video, pretty much hands down, I'm using one of these two foundations. They're just really good foundations. I also like, I don't have it on me, but I want to pick up for full coverage. I love the Kat Von D Studio Coverage Foundation. I don't have a bottle on me anymore, but that's another really good one that I want to pick up for days where I want heavier coverage. For concealer, you guys know I absolutely love my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I prefer the hydrating one just because I find it does better with my skin, but when I need really full coverage to cover up any like pimples or spots I've got going, then I do like the matte one. One little trick I like to do with these concealers is a lot of times I like to, of course, have a shade that is a shade lighter than my foundation to brighten, but the thing about that is if you're trying to conceal spots over your foundation, that's with a brightening concealer, it's going to cause the spots to stick out instead of cover. So what I like to do with these, especially the matte one, because the matte one dries down super fast, I'll like take the spot, I'll take a little bit of the concealer, like, I'm trying to think, you can kind of see I've got a spot right here. I'll just kind of hit the spot with the concealer, barely, I don't really blend it out. I'll kind of pat it out if all I have is the hydrating one, just so it dry down a little bit faster. I let it dry down, and then I do the foundation over it, and it just covers really well. So I really like these concealers. The price point's great, really good amount of shades. Can't rave enough about these concealers, really like them. The other concealers I've got in here for kind of special occasions, if I want a little bit more full coverage. I need to stop. I noticed I say a lot in my videos, and it drives me insane when I'm editing. I'm gonna stop. We're good. Okay, for when I want more kind of full coverage, kind of fancier days, I'll use the Tarte Shape Tape contour concealer. Everybody pretty much knows the Shape Tape. I got a sample of it recently and I really like it. A lot of people actually say that this one is really similar to Shape Tape, and I agree, it is. I find that this one's a little bit less drying, which I'm glad they came out with the hydrating one for that reason. But those are very similar. And then another concealer that I love, I feel like I might have talked about on here before, I recently got into it, is the Instant Age Rewind Maybelline concealer. It's just really good for brightening, or if you're going for a really light makeup day. This is definitely not super full coverage, but if you want, you know, something like quick to just kind of brighten, not too much coverage, just a lighter day, my hair, then I definitely recommend this. I've got a hair just sticking up. We good? Okay. Now on to powder. I only have one powder. You guys know I will forever use this powder. I love this powder. This is the Fit Me Maybelline pressed powder. This is the matte and poreless. I don't think they make the dewy version anymore. I still got a hair. What is going on with my hair? This is the matte and poreless version. I don't think they make the dewy version anymore. Or I think they called it dry / combo skin version. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it was purple instead of blue. I absolutely loved it for my skin, and I think they stopped making it because I've not seen it in store in a really long time, which is kind of sad because it was a really good powder. But this one's great too. If I do use loose powder, which I very rarely do anymore, then I just use the Coty Airspun. Sorry, my blinds keep hitting my window. That's what you hear. Hopefully they stop. Okay. If I ever do use loose powder, I still use the Coty Airspun, but I use pressed powder a lot more. It's less messy, it's quicker, it's hassle-free. This is what I like for every day. And then I've got 3 primers in here. This is the Wet n Wild Dewy one. I talked about this one a lot over the summer. It's just really nice for if you've got drier skin. I did. Okay. So, as I said, this dewy primer, it's really good for if you've got drier skin. You just want to add a little bit of moisture under the skin. You can do a light amount, or of course, if you build it up, you can make your skin look really glowy and dewy and very pretty. So I just kind of like that for all over the face right now. Over the summer, I build it up a lot more. This primer is another special occasion primer. I love it. The full size is a lot pricier. I got a sample of it. This is the Your Skin But Better Primer, oil-free by IT. It's the makeup gripping base and pore refiller for all day stay. If anybody knows a really good dupe, let me know, because I said that's always been my one thing about this. I like it, but it's a little bit on the pricier side. So I'm waiting for that to go on sale. And then what I was able to get when it went on sale, I was so excited about, is the POREfessional by Benefit. This hands down one of my favorite primers ever. The price point's a little bit more up there. That's why I waited for it to go on sale. It was 50% off for Black Friday. It usually will go on sale whenever Ulta is having like their big, like, I feel like a couple times a year they just do like huge sales on pretty much everything, and this usually goes on sale. But I really, really, really like this primer. It smooths everything. It helps everything stay. It's just a nice primer. So that is it for the first box. I'm going to grab the second box, which is pretty much anything eye based, and I think lip. Okay, so this is my eye and lip box. Normally lips would probably be somewhere else, but I don't have a lot of everyday lips right now just because with COVID and the mask, obviously I'm not wearing lipstick a ton for every day. If I know I'm filming or I'm doing TikToks, a lot of times just to complete the look, I'll add lipstick, or if I'm just gonna be hanging around the house. But obviously with school, I know I'm gonna be wearing a mask all day, so I don't really bother with lipstick. I did today just because I said I knew I'd be filming, but it just depends on the day. So I've got very few everyday lipsticks in here. They're mostly glosses, but there's a few of those mixed in. So we're just going to start with mascara. I think I had one more in here. Yes, I did. So these are 4 amazing mascaras. I'll go through them all. So this first one, let me talk about this one, which I've been using more recently. This is the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara, and I never used it before. My Nina was able to get a 4-pack on QVC. It was like a big sale. She wanted to try it, so she gave me and my mom one because she figured we'd want to try it. And I really, really like this as a base. But what I was using as a base before this, if you don't want to spend quite as much, this is the Warrior Princess by Flower. This mascara is beautiful. It's really nice by itself, but I absolutely love it as a base with these other 2 mascaras I'm about to talk about. But lately, I've been using more of the Tarte one because I really, really like the Tarte one. I like that it doesn't transfer throughout the day. I find that when I wear this mascara, I don't have raccooning under my eyes, and it does a really nice job. It makes my lashes a little bit dry and it's a little bit harder to remove, but that's not a huge deal for me. It's not a deal breaker. And the only thing, that's what I was going to say about it, the only thing about this mascara is the first couple uses, it's not bad, but it's more on the clumpy side. It's a little bit messier. It transfers a little bit more when you're trying to get it on. But once it's kind of in use, kind of sits, I guess, I notice that I don't have as many issues. It's the same with the Lash Princess one that I'm about to talk about, so that's not super uncommon, but this is a really, really nice mascara. But what I've been liking to do for my lashes lately is I'll take this mascara, and on the top lashes, I'll put the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. Even just this mascara by itself, if you don't want to be buying a ton of mascaras, this mascara is beautiful. It makes your lashes look like you're wearing false lashes. I've been asked before when just wearing this mascara if I was wearing falsies, and it was just this one. So it's really, really nice. It builds really nice. My only complaint is this one by itself. As much as I love it, it can transfer, especially I won't put it on my lower lashes anymore. I'll talk about what I do put on my lower lashes just because it transferred so bad, but it's such a pretty mascara. I wish it didn't transfer, but that's okay. It's really, really pretty. The price point's great. I said it's the Essence Lash Princess. Heavily recommend. So for the lower lashes over the Tarte one, they've got a waterproof version of the same mascara. I find the formula slightly different in terms of it doesn't make your lashes as dramatic and wow, but as I said, it's nice for the bottom lashes because then you're going to have less smudging, less transfer, less raccooning, which I like. So the next thing in here is technically an eyebrow gel, but I will talk about what I've actually been using it for. Not as much now that I've got the Tarte mascara, but before I got it, this is what I was doing. Really good trick. I don't know if I've talked about it on here or not before. If so, I will now. So this is the NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel, and even as an eyebrow gel, this is really, really nice. It's just a clear eyebrow gel, pretty good price. Not any complaints about it. It's really nice. But what I really like doing to prevent my mascara from smudging over the day, this will reduce mascara smudging anywhere from 90 to 100%. Just depends on the day, depends on your eyes, depends on the weather. A lot of stuff it depends on. But what I'll do is over my mascara, I will take this while I'm letting the mascara dry, let me emphasize that, I'll take the Fit Me powder on a small brush and I'll just kind of work, let me just show you. So what I do, alright, so I'm just going to show you like I normally would because I forgot to do this step today. As I said with the Tarte mascara, I don't find I have this issue as often, but if you ever have this issue, this is a good way to help it. So I'll start with the Fit Me, and I'll just take it on the brush, and first I start with getting kind of the area right under my eye, like so. You may have to wipe off the excess, and then what I'll do is I'll flip my brush and get the bottom of those lashes. And it just kind of sets everything to help it from transferring. You might have to take a brush and just kind of wipe off the excess just because you've got powder under there. Showing a little bit. I went a little heavy-handed today, but that's okay. And then I literally will just take this clear brow gel by NYX and I just put it on my lashes like you would mascara, and I'm telling you, this works really well. It helps stop smudging and just really helps to solidify your mascara. So usually I'll do 1 or 2 coats over the mascara, and I find that the smudging problem is not nearly as bad as it was before. So that's a really good product, one I really like, and that's a trick I have really liked. So another mascara that I like mostly for travel, I got a sample of the Milk Kush mascara. It's a pretty mascara. I really like it. I don't necessarily know that it's better than like the False Lash Effect mascara. I don't know that it's necessarily worth the price point, if that makes sense. But the main reason I had this in my everyday was last semester I had guard in the mornings. So for some reason I didn't have time to quickly do my makeup beforehand, or if I knew I was going to want to touch up on mascara, then I would just kind of throw this in my bag. It was super easy to bring with me. Nice to be able to touch up. So that's the main reason I had that there. Next, I've got some more eyebrow products. I have been talking about this product forever. I feel like I've been using this forever. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. I love it. That's what I've got on today. It's a really nice eyebrow product. You gotta work a little bit more with it to make sure you don't go too heavy-handed. You can go overboard with this stuff, but as long as you use a light hand and just kind of work with it, I love how this makes your brows look. I definitely recommend, especially if you're a starter and you find that you kind of go a little bit heavy, make sure to set it with a gel so it doesn't smudge throughout the day. But it's a really nice product. And then within the last year, I've also found I've started to get really into eyebrow pencils, which is funny because before this year, I hated eyebrow pencils. I only ever used either dip brow or shadow. They just weren't my thing. Don't know why. But I found a eyeshadow eyebrow pencil that I have been loving. This is what I use every day for school just because it's usually a little bit faster than the pomade. And this is the NYX Professional Makeup Precision Brow Pencil. So it's got the spoolie on the one side, and then on the other side it has got this really nice, and I like that it's pointed instead of rounded, eyebrow pencil. A lot of them are rounded, which I never have liked. I like that it's more pointed. The only one with this one is you got to be really careful. I find the last two I haven't had this problem as badly, so I'm wondering if they kind of fixed their formula. But for a while there, I found that the product broke really easily. So you do definitely have to have a very light hand with this. Don't press down super hard or you'll break the pencil. And it's not a super expensive pencil, but it is $12, so it's a little bit more. It's anywhere from 10 to 12. Depends where you go. But as I was saying, it's a little bit more up there for a drugstore, so you don't want to be breaking your pencil all the time. So use a very, very light hand with this and you'll be good to go. Really, really like it. That's pretty much what I've been using if I don't use the pomade. And then to go over it, just to kind of help my brows look more complete, is the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. This one's nice. I found I liked the Benefit one a little bit better. I had a sample of the Benefit one, but it's really nice for just kind of like filling in and finishing up the brows. I liked the Benefit one because I found that I could kind of like just put it in and then go a little bit around with the pencil and be done. This one I find doesn't do as well with that, but you still can do that. You just have to be really careful because this takes a little bit to dry, and if it's not dry, trying to put a pencil anywhere near it is not going to work. So that's just something to take note of, but I really like it. It's pretty nice for just kind of finishing up the brows. I've got that over the pomade today, so it's a nice product. Next, I have got eyeliner. This is another eyeliner I've been raving about for the longest time. I love it whenever Guard Girls for Color Guard, pretty much every single year for show makeup. The sun keeps trying to like, okay, there you go, that's better for the sun. Pretty much every year for Color Guard, our show makeup involves winged eyeliner of some sort, and anytime I'm asked what winged liquid eyeliner I recommend, I always say the Essence Super Precise Eyeliner. They claim it's long lasting and waterproof. I don't really know how waterproof it is, but it does stay, and I love the applicator. It's this really thin like paintbrush almost. I really like it. It's really pretty, super affordable. You can get it at Ulta. Absolutely hands down favorite eyeliner here. So moving on, I recently talked about this in my last video. This is the Zero Nightmare Before Christmas gloss. You guys know it's a really nice, it's a clear gloss, really nice, not super heavy, not much to it, but it's super, super nice. I really like it. And so that is in there. For when I want a little bit of color, I really like the Essence Plumping Nudes Lip Gloss. There's nothing plumping about this, but it's just a really nice, it kind of adds a tint. I like to add it over lipsticks. Actually, I think it'll look nice over the lipstick I'm wearing now. It just kind of warms up the shades, I find. It's very pretty, not sticky. I hate when glosses are not even so much sticky, it's tacky. Tacky glosses annoy me so much. This isn't tacky at all. It's really nice, really cheap. Once again, not much to it, but it's nice. I like it. Moving on, I've got another gloss in here. Looks like I lost one of them. I gotta find the other one. This is the Pixie by Petra brand. This is the gloss. It doesn't have the name on it, but I think it's just their lip plumping gloss. This is in the shade Honey Sheen, but any of their lip plumping lip glosses are so pretty and they look so nice. It's got a very nice like minty feel to them. They're super pretty, super nice. I really like them. So those are something I always like to have. And then, I'm trying to see. The last two, I believe. Oh no, we've got a couple more lip. I've realized I've got a lot of lip products in here, even though you can't really ever see lip products, but it's fine. So I've got this is the brand I was trying to talk about. I think it's Ciate London. I'm not sure how you technically pronounce that. But this is the Watermelon Burst Hydrating Lip Oil. This is really nice, especially in the summer if you're just kind of going for like an everyday, kind of more on the natural side look. I love the flavor of it. It smells nice. It feels nice. It's a little bit heavier, but it is very hydrating. It's very nice. I really like it. Next lip product is BH Cosmetics Liquid Linen. This is in the shade Karin. So I just like to kind of like tap a couple dots on and then just kind of blend it out with my finger. And this is really nice for just an everyday nude lip. My other favorite one, I believe, is in one of my guard bags. It's the it's like Tarteist Lip Paint in the shade Bestie. That one, that's my like true like everyday, if I'm gonna wear a liquid lip, want something quick, that's what I normally wear. And I don't know where it went. I feel like it's probably in my guard bag, but that's another really nice one. This one's nice too. Pretty much any liquid lip by both Tarte and BH Cosmetics, you're good to go. They're really nice. I absolutely love them. To me, those are really like go-to like staple liquid lipsticks if you're looking for some good ones. Usually you can get a lot of sets for super cheap by BH Cosmetics. So if you're looking for more lipstick options that are liquid lipstick, heavily recommend those. I haven't tried their normal lipsticks. I've heard those are nice too, but that has been what I've used. I've also got, for when I'm using matte lipsticks, I've got a lip scrub. I need to replace it because I think it's expired. This is the Lush Pumpkin Spice one. I love Lush's lip scrubs. I just find that they're really gritty, which I like because they really exfoliate and they just make any lipstick look a lot better. Whenever you're using like a super matte lipstick, you want to use the lip scrub beforehand just to make sure it looks as smooth as possible. Oh, and I do have, this is the eyebrow gel that I was talking about that I like a little bit better than the ColourPop one. This is the Gimme Brow by Benefit. I got a sample of it. I haven't looked at the price of a normal size one. I seem to remember this one being a little bit more affordable than some of their other products, but this is one that I need to look into because I really liked that one. So now we have got a couple eyeliners. I think this was supposed to go, this is an eyebrow pencil by NYX. I don't remember really loving this one. I'm not sure why this one's in here, to be honest with you. I thought I threw it out. Okay, now we've got a couple eyeliners that I really like for the waterline. So the first one is my favorite one for the waterline. This is the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Black Fever. This is really nice for the waterline. It's gonna last you all day as long as you go light. I usually kind of go lightly with it. If I have to, I'll do a second layer. And then I'll take the Toxie Beauty Black Eyeshadow. I find that one does really well. And I'll just kind of pat it on to help set it. And I find that this one is just really pretty, really pigmented, and really long lasting to stay in the waterline. I always have a hard time with liners staying in the waterline without smudging. This one sometimes smudges, but I find it's not as bad. Just depends how watery my eyes are that day. Another one I like is the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus one. This is one that I've been using since, I'm trying to think. It's like since when I first started wearing makeup. I didn't wear makeup every day, but my mom would let me wear it on the weekends when I didn't have school. So I'm trying to think when that was. I think was like 4th going into 5th grade, I think. And like every chance I got, I would have this one on because I loved it so much. And it would raccoon so bad because I wouldn't set it. And I would go like overkill with it. I'll have to find some old pictures, but this was always the shade I used, and that's actually what I'm wearing today. It's just kind of like a nice, like, I don't know, kind of a nice memory. That's kind of why I repurchased this product, but I find that if you set it, you're good. My only thing is I find their black smudges worse than their brown, so I recommend the dark, or this is Espresso. I said if you set it, you're good to go. Just make sure you set it. Don't be like Baby Abby. Another one where I just really like the color, I got sent this one by Ipsy. This is the Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pen. In all honesty, I just really like the color of this. It's really creamy. It's just like dark purple, which I find works really well with brown eyes. It kind of helps that pop, so I really like that. The last two things in here, I've got a little baby. I thought I had a little baby sharpener. Oh yes, here it is. I've got an eyeliner sharpener, a false lash tweezer thing. I find that I don't like these though. I find I just like to use my fingers to get them on. I don't know, I kind of wanted to play more with those. And then the last thing is for inner corner highlight. A lot of times I'll still set this with a powder, but to kind of like start off if I want a really bright inner corner, this is the Mary Do Manizer. Why can't I talk today? Anyway, this is by The Balm. This is their liquid highlight. I like to use this for the inner corner. Once again, this was an Ipsy sample, so it's super tiny. So it's great to kind of, you know, get in the inner corner. But it's really pretty. It's really simple. A little goes a long way with this product. Like, you don't need a lot. And it's just this nice kind of gold champagne-y shimmery highlight. It's really nice. So I'm going to put this stuff back in the box and we will move on to my blush and highlights collection. Okay, so now we are moving on to my blush and highlight box. Try not to drop. I'm going to be honest with you guys though. I think this may have, oh, I accidentally threw, I think, my eyeshadows in here too. Did I put them? I don't know. I had a couple like everyday eyeshadows that I set to the side the other night when I was organizing them. And I'm not sure where it went. It may have gone just like somewhere in here. I'll see if I can find this. We'll see. It might be somewhere. Anyway, so before I get into highlights, I can say the main thing I normally just grab from this basket I've got right here for highlight 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing the Pixie and Rach Loves highlight palette. This thing, you can tell, has been brought with me everywhere. It's really definitely been used. It's just such a nice highlight palette. If you're someone that doesn't necessarily want a huge makeup collection, just wants the basics, I mean, this is the only highlight palette you need and you are set. You can do natural highlight, you can do bright highlight, you can do colorful highlight, warm highlight, cool highlight. It's just such a pretty palette. It's all you need. You can do really nice eye looks with it too. Just that is my #1 highlight that I usually use, but I've got some in here that I of course love too. Another highlight that you guys know, like, cannot live without, absolutely love, is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighter Illuminatrix. Words are hard. I'm hoping this one wasn't limited edition because I really, really like it. It's just a basic cream highlight. I thought it was powder when I got it, but it's cream, which I really like. This is great for the summer. Super, super glowy. It's not too sparkly. I don't like ones that are super glittery. I like more reflective. And this one is definitely very nice as long as you kind of blend it down. It's just such a nice highlight. I really like it. I talk about it a lot, I feel like. Really like it. Another one I like is the ColourPop one. This is their Super Shock highlight. It's a similar formula to their Super Shock eyeshadow. Really, really nice. A little bit more on the subtle side. Once again, not super glittery. This one is in the shade Smoke and Whistles. Really affordable. Really like it. I know this one is not limited edition, so I know you can still find this one. And that one is really nice from when I'm wanting cream highlight. So I've got a couple more kind of natural highlights in here for days where I want something softer. So this is the Kokie Soft Glow Highlighter natural finish. It is in the shade Heavenly. Once again, just super light, super natural. When I want something quick and nice, this is really good. So this one might be the eyeshadow not the eyeshadow I was looking for. They've got an eyeshadow I really like too, but this is Seen from Space Highlight. And this is another one, ironically, even though it's called Seen from Space Case, it's not very bright. It's actually more, it's like a very soft and neutral highlight, which is nice for every day. I like to have my soft and neutral highlights. So these usually are the two that I'll use if I want something softer. Another one that I've got if I want something softer is the Real Her Confidence in My Glow highlighter. Once again, just super light, super subtle. This one's kind of more of a pinky champagne tone, I believe. Yeah, it's a little bit more of like a champagne tone. It's a little bit brighter than these two, but not quite as bright as like the Wet n Wild one, or if you build up the Rach Loves one, but it's kind of a nice in-between one. So now I think we are getting into blushes. Oh, I've got one more highlight that I really like for if I want to pop a color. This is the Master Chrome by Face Studio Maybelline highlighter. Oops, I almost like came out of the camera. Metallic highlighter in the shade Molten Rose Gold. The thing broke because I've had this for a while. Oh my gosh, I need a new one. I think I need a new one. But using the crumbles that just fell on my hand, it's just a really nice pinky highlight. I really like it. It's really nice. And yeah, so now I believe we are getting into blushes. I think that is all the highlights I have in here. Let me put on the top. I need to replace this. It's falling apart. Okay. Okay, I've got a couple blushes I really like, but I've got my favorites, so I'll talk about those first. This is really nice to go under powder. This is the ColourPop Mini Me. I'm not sure if the shade is Mini Me. I think the shade is Mini Me. But this is their blush sticks. The label has scratched off, but it's just a really nice, it looks super, super vibrant at first, and you think it's going to be like way over the top, but you actually want to build this one because when you blend it down, just blending it on the back of my hand with a sponge, it blends down to like almost nothing. So it's very subtle, very soft, and I find that when I put it under my powder blushes last a lot longer. My other two favorite blushes that I cannot live without is Milani in Tea Rose and e.l.f. in Bright Pink. These two, they're staple blushes. They're super affordable, super nice, really like them. So a couple other blushes I have just kind of thrown in here is the Milk Makeup sample. This is the Lip and Cheek and Work. This one, I find I actually like the ColourPop one better, but this one is nice too. I've also got the Phase Zero Makeup blush in Cotton Candy. It's just a really nice light pink for when I want something a little bit brighter. This is the Autobalm Girl Power, the balm in the shade Berman when I want something a little bit darker, kind of bring out a contour. I really like this one. This one though, a little goes a long way. You can easily overdo it. It's very, very pigmented, but it's very pretty. And the last blush I have in here is Complex Culture Overtime Blush in Pink Slip. And I believe, hold on, this one's hard to open. Yes, this is another just kind of light bubblegum pinkish. It's a little bit on the peachier side actually. And this is just a nice everyday blush too. So I'm going to put these all away. And the last thing I've got is bronzers, contours, and a couple sprays I like. Okay, so the next section isn't in a box, so I'm just going to have to kind of grab from the drawer and show you guys. So this is actually one of the eye things that I was going to talk about. Let me grab actually my everyday palettes just so you guys can see those. Alright, so I did grab to include palettes I use for a lot of times for school, if I've got a little bit extra time and I want to use some eyeshadow. These are the palettes I normally reach for. Sometimes I just grab a random palette though. A lot of times it's just bronzer. Most of the time that's actually what I've been doing for school, is just some bronzer on the lid, crease, call it a day. But sometimes I do want to play with some more. So if I do, I'll use the Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air eyeshadow. Is really nice, really affordable. The ColourPop Fame palette, really nice, really affordable. The Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, if I want, there's a shade that I'll use in the crease sometimes if I want something a little bit lighter, a little bit more colorful. I'll use Just Peach and Candied Peach. They're not quite as bright as they look. You can blend them down to be pretty subtle, which I really like. Or I will use the Tati Beauty palette just because, I mean, the neutral shades, the neutral shades are just so quick to blend. I'll sometimes use the orange, but I usually just kind of stay here, kind of sometimes go into there, and then obviously these lighter shades. I did crack the mirror. This mirror was very easy to crack. Like, the palette was closed and just fell on my carpet, and that's all it took. That made me a little sad. But anyway, so those are what I'll use for everyday palettes. And then the thing I had for eyes that were in here is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. This was a duo. This was the Save Them All Best Friends charity collaboration they did with them. Money that was spent on these went towards that charity, but these are in the shades Feline Good and Good Boy, and they're just really nice everyday shades. I love Super Shock shadows because they're really fast to just kind of throw on the lid or in the inner corner, and they're really nice. So I've got those there. For contour and bronzer, this is one of my favorite bronzers, the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. Everyone talks about it. It's beautiful. It smells really nice. I want to find a perfume that smells like this. If anybody knows of one, let me know, because it's starting to lose its scent now. It's getting a little bit older, but it smells of coconut. It's such a pretty scent. Yeah, love the smell of it. Another bronzer I've really been getting into lately is the Wander Beauty Trip to Costa Ray bronzer. It's just a simple, it's actually a little bit more of a cool tone. They call themselves a bronzer, but I actually find this to be more of a contour powder. So I really like this one for if I kind of want a more contour. And then another contour that I've been loving is, this is Item Beauty Item Cheek Money Swipe and Glow contour powder. This particular shade is not glowy at all, which I appreciate. It's just a really nice contour shade for contouring. I brought it everywhere for Color Guard this year. We wanted to do like a really intense contour, so this is what I used. It's a really nice contour powder that I really like. Another contour I love, this is the Mega Cushion Contour by Wet n Wild. I feel like I've talked about this one before. I'll just kind of take a concealer brush, dot it, blend it with a sponge, and it is absolutely beautiful. Just threw it across the room. Okay, it's just really nice, really pretty, really like it. And then I'll talk about these in a minute. I've got like some random like skincare stuff that I don't necessarily use every day. I just wanted to like play with. I'm kind of going around that. Okay, so this, here was the shadow I originally was looking for everyday, just kind of in the crease or also on the lid. This is by Micha Mia. I got this in an Ipsy. It is in the shade Taupe, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's just really nice, really neutral, really pretty. It's kind of like a mauve-y shade. It's nothing too fancy. It's just really, really nice. I really like it. So the last 4 items, I forgot about the sprays. The Wet n Wild dual-ended contour stick. You guys have heard me talk about this one before. I need to get a new one, specifically the contour side. It's just really nice. Anytime on TikTok you see me using the cream contour where like I draw the lines, it's this one. It's such a beautiful contour. And then another bronzer I really like is the Hoola by Benefit, just kind of for a light bronze. This is really nice. So finishing up is 2 sprays that I really like, setting sprays. You'll see why I kind of hesitated to call them setting sprays in a second, because I've been using them more as primers. These both work really well. If you spray your face before you do your makeup and then spray it after, I find that your makeup lasts all day. It just helps make your makeup last a really long time. So I really like it as primer. And one of them is labeled as a primer, the other is not. This is let me talk about the Laura Geller one first. I got this on sale through Ipsy. This is the Laura Geller Spackle Mist. It can prime, set, and it claims refresh. I've never had let me try it as a refresh and see if it really refreshes. I don't really know like how much of a difference it's gonna make. It feels nice. You know, it did add a little bit more when I'm looking in the mirror, not so much on the camera. I guess it did kind of like re-add like some glow and hydration, I feel like. I know a lot of times they more say to like kind of pat it in with a sponge. I'm a little hesitant to do so though, because I did that with this one earlier and it like started to take off makeup. I've never had that happen before. But anyway, this is just a really nice primer and setting spray. It's got coconut water, and if I remember correctly, it's actually got some skincare benefits they had listed on their website, which is nice. And then the other one, if you don't want to spend as much, another one that to me is just as good is the Maybelline Lasting Fix one. You can do the same thing with it. To me, they're the same in terms of work really well. I actually like this one better than the Urban Decay one. They just came out with a dewy one I want to try over the summer, but those are both really nice. So that is my everyday drawer, and I hope some of the little tricks I shared are helpful, and I hope some of these products, if you guys are looking for some new everyday products, I gave you some good ideas. As I said, just because I didn't mention a product today doesn't mean it's not a favorite. For example, I've got some really good red lipsticks, but I wasn't talking about them today because I don't use red lipstick every day because of the mask. So these are more just like products that I reach for a lot. There's even some products in here that I'm like not even like as huge of a fan of. It's just products that are easy to have right there. They're really nice to have. If you guys want me to talk about more favorites, let me know. If you want to see specific categories, if you want me to go through palettes, whatever you guys want to see, just let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you consider subscribing and liking. If there's anything specific you want to see, feel free to comment down below. And yeah, thank you so much. Bye.